Hi, I'm Helen, and today's class will be focusing on the feet. This is a great practice to do if you do a lot of walking, your feet are constricted in heavy boots or tight shoes. It really helps you bring back some life into your feet. So we'll start sitting in a simple cross-legged position. I'm sitting on a bolster to elevate my hips higher than my knees because it's just a lot easier for my spine. You can sit however you want, directly onto the mat or raise up on a blanket or something. And we'll start by taking the right foot, take the fingers and interlace them in between the toes. So you've got finger webbing to toe webbing. I'm actually gonna extend this foot out a bit. Bring this foot across and just start by rotating the ankle 5 times in one direction and then 5 in the other. And then take hold of the foot with your free hand and start to rotate the toes all at once in one direction and then in the other. And then with your fingers still in between the toes, just open and close your fingers, spreading the toes apart. And then remove this hand and we'll start to grab 2 toes at a time, starting with the big toe and the, I don't know, is this called the index toe? Moving them backwards and forwards, and then work your way down 2 at a time, all the way to the little toes, and then start to work your way back. And then grab each toe and just pull it a bit. And then just start to massage the bottom of the foot. Chinese medicine, reflexology, they believe that each part of the sole of the foot is related to a part of the body. Give it a good massage, moving it all around, waking up. And then release and move on to the other side. So start by placing the fingers in between the toes, toe webbing to finger webbing. Might find it a bit difficult. And then move this foot from the ankle 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other. And then take hold of the foot with the free hand and you're going to circle the toes all together 5 times one way and then 5 times the other. And then open and close these fingers a couple of times, stretching out the toes. And then release, and then we'll start walking down the toes again, so wiggling 2 at a time, backwards and forwards. And then back up the foot. And then pulling each toe just straight out from the foot, stretching it. And then give yourself a little foot massage. Feels good, waking up the sole. Our feet have each got 26 bones in them and 33 joints and over 100 muscles, tendons and ligaments. I think we take our feet for granted a lot, and it's good to give them some love. And then from here, we'll do a little bit of mind-body connection. So I'll change my, I'll sit this way, you can remain forward. So So extend your feet, legs out directly in front of you. Spread the toes as you can. So you may find that you can't spread them at all. When I first started yoga, I really had no sort of connection to my toes, and a lot of them were codependent. See if you can move the big toes up facing this way and the rest of the toes away, and then reverse it. So a couple of times like this. Big toes away, all the toes coming forward, and then reverse it, all the toes away and the big toes coming forward. And scrunch them up a bit. Some people have monkey toes where they can kind of move them all independently. Often the little toe and the second toe are glued together, they're codependent. But the more we do yoga and move around in bare feet, the better the connection we have with our toes. And the last pose we will move into is called screaming toe pose, and you will soon see why. So come to the knees and sit back on the toes. Try and have all the toes in contact with the floor. Sit back on the heels and just breathe. So keep the shoulders stacked above the hips, and if this is too much, you can always come up. So when I first started yoga, I couldn't do this at all. I could do it for a nanosecond because I was in agony. But just breathe through it. Close the eyes, go into a kind of meditative state. Breathe. So I actually find this one quite difficult because I had an operation on my big toe joint. It's got pins in it. So I don't really have mobility in this right foot. So I can't really flex my toes as much as other people. This really stretches out the bottom of the feet. Anytime it gets a bit too much, just come up for some relief. Take a breath and then come back down. Just be here for a short while more. Last 3 breaths. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up and then untuck the toes very gently. Bring the hands down and maybe tap out the tops of the feet. And actually there is one more pose that we'll do. This is just to stretch out the front of the feet. So sit back on the heels, hands come back. You're going to rock onto the tops of the feet, stretching out the fronts of them. Breathe here. And then release. So that was our little toe yoga class. You can do this in addition to your normal practice. Do it anytime. I find it always makes my feet feel really good. And try and walk around in bare feet as much as possible. Reconnect with your feet to the ground. We have so many receptors in the bottom of our feet that help us maintain our balance. So the more you walk barefoot, the greater this connection will be. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.